I just saw a girl's video on here about how she got burned dating a dating coach in New York City who, on the surface, this guy talks about all the right things, so many green flags or whatever, but he ended up love bombing her and they did it for like 5 weeks or something like that. And I just want to share, as a guy who has worked with dating coaches and offers advice to like my younger guy friends who struggle, and somebody who really struggled a ton with dating in my all the way up to my like late 20s. I'm 34 now and I'm doing okay. The whole like dating advice ecosystem, like narrative that exists on social media, like pickup culture, that is a lot of it is just driven by the superficial things and the need to feel like you are enough or that you are good enough. As a guy, it's like, how can I sleep with more women and then I'll be good enough because I'll be good at sex and women will want me because I'm good at sex. And from my perspective, when I was very young, very insecure, saw these guys getting dates, meeting women, and I felt like I didn't have any other option. And so I like went and got dating coaches. I did the whole cold approach thing. I approached probably hundreds of women, maybe over 1,000 at this point, and dated. And what I realized is that there was like a certain inflection point where I had like confirmed, like, okay, I am lovable. There are women out there that like me. I'm attractive. But at a certain point, I realized that there was no amount of external validation that was going to ultimately make me feel whole. Like the number of women that I slept with or dated had nothing to do with how I felt about myself, because I started to find examples of people that were like one and done. They married their high school sweetheart and they were like perfectly happy and like had a family. And I was like, oh, that's what I want, really, at the end of the day. So yeah, I kind of dropped out of the dating advice, dating coaches, like pickup sort of culture, and just realized that I needed to work on myself. All those years I had spent trying to get external validation, I was kind of like taking whatever was in my cup and throwing it at people to see if they would pay attention to me or love me. And so when I figured out that that was not what I needed to be doing, I've been now just trying to fill my own cup. And then once I've done that, I will share the overflow with others. So anyway, there's so much superficial bad dating advice out there. I tell my younger guy friends that are like in their early 20s at the church that I go to just continue to work on themselves. And yeah, that's it. Like, just become the best version of yourself and dating won't be a problem. Become a masculine man. If you're a woman, become a feminine woman. You will naturally attract the right person into your life. If you, in either case, like if you're a woman, focus on building up your femininity. If you're a man, focus on becoming more masculine. And whatever it is that you're afraid of in your life or that you are avoiding, face that thing. One thing that I did whenever a relationship would go awry, and I was all broken up and upset about it, I would then go and work on my relationship with my father, because he and I had a very just rough relationship. So yeah, when a breakup would happen, I would go work on my relationship with my dad. And what I recovered out of that was I realized that I felt like crap about myself, or that I wasn't enough, because that's how my father treated me, or at least that's how I interpreted his behavior. Similarly, with my mother. And so, yeah, that was just like a nice benefit of that. But yeah, that's what I would do as a 34-year-old single guy. I also heard advice recently that if you're looking for dating advice, get dating advice from married people, if that's what you're trying to do. So, take whatever I said with a grain of salt. But yeah, there's so much superficial stuff out there with dating. At the end of the day, it's about filling your own cup and sharing the overflow. Become the best version of yourself. If you're a young guy, work on becoming a more masculine version of yourself, because that's what's going to naturally attract women. If you're a woman, focus on becoming more feminine. And honestly, I mentioned that I started going to church, and there's, yeah, just at the end of the day, like, love from another human being will never be as good as love from God. You know, it's one of my favorite comedians, Norm Macdonald. He was quoting somebody else, but he was talking to Larry King one time, and he said to Larry, "You've got a God-shaped hole in your heart," and boy, there's a lot of people out there that are hurt in the dating world with a God-shaped hole in their hearts.